the final scene of this episode had me laughing so hard. When you see everyone looking at Aguri and Amano, just, you know, they're being friendly to each other, and they're like, like, you just see their smile, and they're like, and you just see the sound effects and stuff, and I'm like, I was laughing, like, I was laughing, like, I was straight up I was having uncontrollable laughter. I don't know why. The scene, it doesn't seem like it's that funny. I mean, when you really think about the scene, it does not seem that funny at all. But it was funny just because of how the reaction was so realistic, and that's what I was thinking about it as well. I mean, the entire episode, it was basically trying to give us characterization on Amano, like development and characterization, showcasing that Amano is the type of character that looks at his games over anything else. Like, he obviously cares about his games, and he wants to look at them first over anything else, and he'll put everyone to the side. Even though he loves everyone, he cares about them, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to him, he cares so much for individuals, everybody that's around him, it seems like he cares more about his games. And then it does seem like he might care about his friends a slightly tad bit more than the games. But then the ending sequence comes around, and everybody expected, since Amano stated the day before that he was going to go get a game, and he was going to be busy on it, don't bug him, that it would mean that the man would have all social media stuff just completely turned off. I mean, let's think about it, okay? Let's give a good example. You have this great game coming out. Let's just, here, let me think of a good game, okay? Let's think about Dark Souls 3, okay? Well, let's say it was around the time Dark Souls 3 was coming out, and I was, you know, had a big group of friends and all that was gamers, that was around me. I'm like, hey, guys, look, okay? This game is coming out, Dark Souls, and if you try to contact me, or if you're gonna message me or whatever, I'm probably not gonna answer, because I'm going to go out and play Dark Souls 3. I'm gonna go buy it, go home, play it, shutting everything off, going dark, playing my game. That's what I would say. And that was basically what they were thinking Amano was doing. That he was going dark, he was going to focus on his game, nothing was going to interfere with that whatsoever. And I'll be honest, I've actually done that. When I want to get something done, or when I want to do something, I'll just go completely dark, zone everything out, shut off all notifications, shut off, like, all social media, and just focus on one thing. And, like I said, I have a habit of doing that sometimes, and that's what I thought Amano was doing. I was like, oh, this is actually really relatable. I can really relate with this in some ways. And as the episode continued, everybody was discussing, it's like, okay, so this is how he's gonna be. And then all of a sudden, you have this big misunderstanding happening. Yes, we know, the big misunderstandings of this series. It's a big thing about it. I mean, I know it's basically a meme at this point. Everybody has started to call the misunderstandings like a stand. Yes, I'm not even joking. I have seen a couple of Chibits on Twitter and on YouTube tell me that, like, okay, Chibi, do you understand that you're basically doing a JoJo reference? When you say misunderstanding, you might as well just say it's a big stand or misunderstanding. And I'm like, oh my god, like, please just chill. So I mean, that's pretty funny. I like that little side to the gamers community, what people have been saying. I don't take no credit for that, but that's what many have been saying when it comes to the misunderstanding tag to this series. And basically, a big misunderstanding happened. You had to where, you know, Urahara, he actually was holding on to Tendo, and you had it to where he was holding on to, you know, Chiaki, and you had to where, you know, he was hugging him. It looked really bad. Like, the entire scene looked really bad. It looked like he was, you know, going out trying to date these two girls, be like a playboy. And then you have it to where Aguri sees this. She's like, you know, gets really upset and starts running away, crying, and it's like a typical romance, rom-com, like, drama sequence. Like, it's typical. It's not something that is, like, you wouldn't expect. And so I was like, okay, so that's typical. That's very cliche, but it's typical. Then as they were chasing after, you had to Tendo and all that, and all of them, they're like, hey, look, I have no feelings for the man. I think he's a bug and all that on the side of the road. I care nothing for him. They were both basically putting this man down. He's like, I know you guys are trying to help, but you're putting me down. It makes me feel bad. And then as they're running and chasing Aguri, she's basically calling Amano, like, Amano, I need your help and all that. And so with this entire sequence, it's very funny, and it seems like the misunderstanding that, you know, Urahara was actually cheating on Aguri was finally cleared up. It's finally, we can assume that she no longer thinks he's cheating at all, which is very good stuff at that point. However, Amano gets called in, and everybody's like, oh, you know, Amano probably wouldn't come in because, you know, Amano is someone that said he would be very busy. Well, regardless, he came in, he was breathing real heavy, which shows that he was running for his life to get there. The man makes it there, and he's like, Aguri, are you okay? And all that. Like, I thought we would have hardly, broke up with you or something. And just the way his entire reaction is, it just shows that he deeply cares. Like, he cares about her feelings and all that, which is a really sweet thing, yes. But everybody was very shocked to see him there because he said he was going dark. And he wouldn't be bugged. And it seems like he was willing to throw everything to the side just for Aguri. And everybody's like, this is very suspicious. It's very suspicious. And when you see them interacting and all that, and how he's like, look, the game is not important compared to what was going on here, everybody was very shocked to like, did he just say his gaming wasn't as important as Aguri? And I'm like, oh my god, like, okay, I know he's being a good man. Like, he's being a straight-up good man. He's being a decent human being in that moment. Like, that's exactly what, Amano was doing. He's being a decent person. However, even though he did that, that created something new. Like I said, another misunderstanding. They think that Aguri and Amano are just too friendly. They're way too friendly. They're too friendly. I mean, they're great friends, and Aguri obviously looks at Amano as like a little kid brother or something, but they're just too friendly, and that's what they're looking like, like being very shocked and all that. So I really like that, but I really enjoy Aguri as a character. She's so sweet, and I don't want her to end up with Amano. Like, I'm just going to do a quick clarification. I don't want her to end up with Amano, but I think she's best girl of the series. Like, I legit think she's best girl just because of how good her character is, her personality, to how she's just a nice support character. I feel like she's just a really good character, probably best girl of gamers. Now, let's get into the other stuff that happened this episode. Aguri. So, Aguri met up with one of her school friends that she knew a very long time ago, and from what we can see is that her old friend, or what we could assume was her old friend or acquaintance, was hanging out with two dudes. And from what was explained is that she already had a boyfriend, but she was hanging out with these two dudes because she was doing something very sleazy in a way. Aguri didn't like, the conversation and all that. Basically, they started putting down Amano, they started putting down everyone else that was in the gamer club and all that, and they were just acting really, really, really bad. They were acting like jerks, basically, to everyone that we know in our series, and you're like, this is disgusting, judging people because of what they like, their hobbies. But that's the thing, people do that. People judge each other for what they like. That's just a common thing. That happens in everyday life. It sucks, but that's a thing that does happen. And so Aguri is putting up with this, and eventually she's like, you know what, I just can't take it anymore, and she just walks off and leaves, and she defends Amano and all them. She's like, I don't care if they're disgusting, gamers or whatever. I don't care. And I mean, you can see that she obviously thinks they're a lot better people and decent compared to these others because, they at least show respect to each other, while you have it to where these, they have no respect for individuals and care about what they care about. Even though Aguri is someone that has no interest in gaming, like she doesn't really care about it at all, you can see that she does at the very least respect other people and what they really do enjoy. So just good stuff overall. Aguri as a character had some really good characterization this episode. Really love her. I want more of her, and I just can't wait to see what's going to happen next. So how do you feel about, the Tendo and Amano scene in this episode when they were calling and all that, and Amano's like, I need advice of how to turn people down, and Tendo's like, what are you doing? Like, she's getting really jealous and all that, and you just see she's misunderstanding that too. Yes, once again, misunderstanding. She's misunderstanding that scene, and I'm always like, yes, I definitely need this information, and just eventually it turns into lovey-dovey and all that. She's like, I love you, and I'm like, that's so cute. It's so cute. Like, I expected things to go so south in that moment, but for some reason they turned out very good, and Amano and Tendo, they basically said I love you to each other. I'm like, that's quality. It's quality. It's quality. Anyways, with that all being said, I just want to say thank you so much for all of you watching this video, leaving a like, commenting, supporting me on social media and on YouTube. It means a lot, and also supporting me on Patreon. It allows me to continue to focus on YouTube and not have to worry about, keeping the lights on and stuff. So I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that continues to do that. I truly do appreciate it. And so with that being said, I love you all. Please be safe. Chibi out.